Coming to paperback and e-readers, John Haynes, Illuminati. The man who rules the world takes on the head of the global elite in this action-packed, all-new John Haynes series adventure. Pre-order your copy of John Haynes, Illuminati on Amazon.com and online booksellers everywhere. One of my viewers wanted me to talk about the rise and fall of the motivational speaker. Now, a motivational speaker is an individual who makes speeches that are intended to motivate or inspire an audience to do better and improve the quality of their life. Now, the speeches that these motivational speakers usually give are basically pep talks that are designed to get the audience motivated to go out and do better to improve the quality of their lives and take steps to move forward in a positive direction. Now, the earliest motivational speaker was writer Ralph Waldo Emerson, and Ralph Waldo Emerson basically created the business model for the motivational speaker, being an American essayist, poet, and philosopher. And what he would do, I believe, is go out and go to a hall, make a motivational speech that would inspire people to do better. And as he was making that speech, he probably had a lot of his books on hand to sell to the audience that they could read to get inspired after they left the speech that he made. Now, this whole business model for the motivational speaker was one that has gone on for over a century, and as technology has evolved, motivational speakers have been able to reach larger audiences all across the globe. Now, the major revolution for the motivational speaker was the invention of television, because with television, a motivational speaker could reach a large audience all across the globe, and they could also be able to sell their books and other items that they use to motivate others in retail outlets. And this allowed the motivational speaker to become very wealthy as they went out and promoted their positive and inspirational messages. Now, the motivational speaker, as they evolved, as television went on, and we got into the age of home video, basically exploded as a marketplace, because in the era of the 1980s and 1990s, the motivational speaker could make appearances on television shows like the Oprah Winfrey Show and other talk shows to promote their inspirational messages, and they could also go out and be able to promote their books and also be able to promote home videos to people on VHS and then later on DVD, and they could go out and sell their products after making appearances on these popular talk shows all across the globe. And this allowed the motivational speaker to be able to build a large wealth base for themselves, because the motivational speaker is a business, and the motivational speaker isn't just in the business of selling a message. No, the motivational speaker is also in the business of reaching audiences through the materials that they sell their messages in, and that's a major component of their business, is they are looking to sell people these motivational materials in books and in these days DVDs, and now in even possible other technological advances like streaming. This is what the motivational speaker, how they made most of their money, but the way they make their money primarily is through going out to audiences and engaging them. However, what's led to what I believe to be the decline of the motivational speaker is the fact that the audience doesn't have much motive to connect with the motivational speaker anymore. due to the rise of social media. Now, with the rise of social media, the motivational speaker has a challenge as related to reaching larger audiences like they did in the past with technology advances like television and home video, because in the era of social media where we have live streaming going on, the motivational speaker no longer has the venues they can go to like the talk shows anymore. Moreover, there are not many people motivated to go to the venues to go see the motivational speaker, and most motivational speakers usually can only motivate people if they have a live audience, and a lot of times people these days aren't motivated in going to places with live audiences. With the COVID-19 pandemic changing socialization patterns where people are more home oriented, and that possibly is one of the reasons why the motivational speaker went into decline, because with social media being the place where most people go, a motivational speaker is just another face in the crowd, and with him being just another face in the crowd, he's not somebody who can really connect with a lot of people the way he used to, because the platforms that he was on were exclusive, and because those platforms were exclusive, he could go out and reach a larger audience because he was the only individual who could go out here and use his charisma to sell people on his message. However, what's happening now with social media is that there are a lot of other individuals who are very charming out here, and they're selling completely different messages. And because they're selling different messages on social media, the motivational speakers are having a harder time reaching the audience, because there is a different group of people out here, and you've got people like YouTubers coming to platforms, and as they come to platforms, what's happening is the motivational speaker's voice is getting drowned out, and he's getting drowned out because there's a larger pool of people out here, and he's not as exclusive as he used to be. So the motivational speaker has basically just wound up in a different market, but there are voices out there who possibly have large followings, like guys like Tony Robbins back in the day and many others. And what they do is they adapted to the marketplace, and they've possibly built bases on social media, on places like YouTube, and on possibly on streaming services like Twitch or other streaming services, or their own personal websites, and they build their business on those platforms. But what's happened to the motivational speaker overall is, sadly, his voice got drowned out in the saturated marketplace that platforms like YouTube have basically taken over. And as people have broadcast themselves, what they're doing is they are now listening to other voices, and as they listen to other voices, they are no longer listening to the motivational speakers anymore, and they're not motivated to go out and find these individuals who were presented to us on platforms like television and on places like infomercials. They were presented on those platforms, which had a captive audience. But as people have been choosing what they want to watch on platforms like YouTube and streaming services, they are choosing not to be motivated to listen to the motivational speaker, and that's why the motivational speaker has gone into decline. It's gone into decline because we've had a technological evolution that makes it where people can go online and watch whatever they want, whenever they want, and they can get motivation from listening to a guy like myself rather than going to listen to a motivational speaker in a hall. They can go tailor their interest to someone like myself online, and that's why people aren't really watching or listening to motivational speakers or looking to buy their material. No, they go to guys like me and they buy material from guys like me instead, and many others, and that's how they get their motivation. They no longer have to go all the way downtown to a venue. They can go to a platform like YouTube or go to a live stream and get the information they want from there Moreover, they can buy the books from an individual like myself and have a direct interaction with that individual, like the viewer who requested this video, and they can talk directly to that individual and get the help and support that they need towards being motivated to improve their goals. So that's what's made things a bit more personal and more intimate for individuals as related to getting that motivation and encouragement. They can go get their motivation from an individual and get that encouragement from an individual. That's what they're doing right now. So what's happening with motivational speakers is people aren't motivated to listen to them when there are other YouTubers out there and other people out there who can give them the same information, and they don't have to spend as much for it. So that's why we saw a decline in the motivational speaker as I see it, but there's always great messages out there like I try to promote on my channel and many others do, and that's where we see a different business model evolving for the motivational speaker. And the end of the day, what matters is that people get encouraged to achieve their goals and motivated to go after their dreams and feel that encouragement to do better. That is all the work of a motivational speaker, and I'm hoping that this video gives the viewer who requested it all the information to why we see a rise and fall of motivational speakers and a complete transformation of the entire business model regarding them. Now, if you want to request a video, you can send a donation of a minimum of $15 to the Cash App by clicking the link in the description box. And if you want to pick up some of my books that have helped people change and transform their lives, like my nonfiction like the Stop Simpin' series of books, or my books The Man Crisis and The Woman Crisis, you can find those books on Amazon.com in paperback and Kindle format. You can also find them at other online booksellers like Smashwords, the iBookstore, Google Play, and Barnes & Noble. That's all I have to say for this video. You can comment, rate, and subscribe. Now available in paperback and e-readers, The Temptation of John Haynes. Give in to temptation and pick up this action-packed African-American paranormal romance. Get The Temptation of John Haynes in paperback and e-readers today. Support Black-owned and Black-operated digital broadcast media. www.niceradionetwork.com. Nice Radio Network, broadcasting 24 hours a day, 7 days a week.